The key to having elite recovery and feeling amazing in your training sessions is nutrition and diet. So in this video I'm going to give you 5 tips that helped me to achieve the physique that I have right now, and in every one of my trainings, if I do these 5 tips that I'm going to give you, if I use them, then I always have a really good experience while training. I'm happy, I'm energized even in the evening after a long day, and that's mostly because of my diet and because of my sleep. So let's get straight to it. The first tip is you have to keep in mind that food is fuel. You have to just think about food like fueling your body for your training sessions and fueling your muscles after a hard training session. So eating is really important, but eating for fuel doesn't always mean that it has to be like it can taste good, because most people, when someone says that food is fuel, they think that it means like you will have to just eat chicken and rice unseasoned forever. But no, it just, food is fuel, and that means you have to look at the calories, the fats, the micronutrients, the proteins, and you just have to fuel your muscles and your body to have an amazing training session or to have really good recovery. So that's going to be really important to keep in mind while I will be explaining these other 4 tips. Alright, so the second tip is to eat like an athlete, or have the mentality of an athlete, have the mindset. I've talked about this in even another video, and I said that when you think of yourself like a professional athlete, like you are competing at a world-class level, professionally, maybe even in the Olympics, and you just have to put yourself into that place. And if you do that, you will just make really good decisions on what to eat right now and what not to eat. So if you are thinking about what you're going to eat, you're not going to, the professional athlete wouldn't pick the cereal, even because a lot of people say that cereal has like sugar and carbs, but it's really not healthy. If you would be in that mindset of the professional athlete, he would just not eat the cereal because it's really not nutritious, and he would just pick the chicken and rice, the healthy oats, the steak, the meat. And yeah, so that's another thing you have to keep in mind. If you want to eat some sugary candy or like a really sugary chocolate or something like that, you always have to keep in mind that you want to have the mindset of a professional athlete, and ask yourself, what would the professional athlete eat, or what would the professional athlete do in my situation right now? The third tip is really important, and it's eat more protein. Most of the people that don't track their proteins, they can't even like guess how much protein they're eating, because when I checked it out, it was really different. I tracked my calories for a week, like half a year ago, and it really helped my perception of how much protein I eat throughout the day. Right now I can count it and guess how much protein I had throughout the day within like a 20-gram error. So I can say that at the end of the day, I can just judge that if I had enough protein or I didn't have enough. And if it's like 6 p.m. and I think that I haven't had enough protein today, I'm just going to go get a protein shake and drink it, or get a protein shake and crack some raw eggs into it, shake it and drink it. But the raw eggs is kind of a weird thing, so you don't have to do it. But for me, it's really good, and it doesn't even taste bad, and it can get you nutrients and the protein at the end of the day if you think you didn't have enough. I know it's really hard, that's why I don't track my calories and proteins every day, but just try it for 1, 2, 3 days and see how much protein you're eating. And so the protein that you should eat is like 0.8 grams of protein per pound of body weight or more. I eat around 160 grams of protein, and my weight is 170 pounds or 73 kilograms. For kilograms, you can do 2 grams of protein per kilogram of body weight. For a man that is exercising 4 or more times a week, that is a really good number that you should aim for. And just keep in mind that you can't overdose with protein. It's impossible. So if you just don't think you've had enough, don't worry about overdosing, because having more protein is always better. So some people even go up to like 4 grams of protein per kilogram of body weight. So that's like 2 grams of protein per pound of body weight, and it doesn't really harm them. So don't worry about overdosing with protein, and you won't ever go bad with having another protein shake at the evening. So when I wanted to lock in so bad, when I just wanted to gain as much muscle and I was really locked in, like half a year ago, I was doing, because I was preparing for a competition, I was doing like 3 protein shakes a day. So in the morning, I would always have a protein shake, because it was before school and I didn't have much time to prepare a meal. So I drank a protein shake that's 20 or 30 grams of protein. Then after school, I would drink a protein shake that's another 30 grams of protein. And in the evening, before I would go to bed, like an hour or 2 hours before, I would drink another protein shake. So that's 3 protein shakes a day. That's approximately 70 or 90 grams of protein added to your daily dose, and it really did wonders for my regeneration. So buy a protein if you have the money. If you don't, just try to get as much food as you possibly can. And this is another tip, the 4th tip. It's you can eat as much food as you want, as long as it's healthy and you exercise 4 or 5 or more times a week. So I personally exercise like 5 or 6 times a week. 4 times a week I have a hard strength training session, and the other 2 days I have like endurance work. And for me, eating as much as I want is a really good thing, because I just try to get as much food as I can, because I don't eat much in the morning. Then I have to go to school. In school we have like a buffet, and I eat like some bread, or I buy a protein shake from the store, and that's not really that much food. I come home at around like 2 or 3 o'clock, and then I have to have my first meal, because if I don't, I just won't have enough calories for the day. So if you have this thing like me, so you just have constricted time to eat, you just have to get as much food as you want to, but it has to be healthy. If it is like pizza or McDonald's, you know, pizza is good once a week. I have pizza too. But McDonald's, fries with nuggets, or some like unhealthy kids food, it's really not that great for nutrition and for recovery. But I didn't gain any like fat when I just was focusing on eating as much as I want throughout the school years, because on the holidays, I've noticed that if I don't eat that much, I just start seeing my abs really clearly, and like that's kind of a good thing. But for strength, it's not really that good of a thing. But now I gain like half a kilogram or kilogram of weight per month, and it's 60 or 80% muscle, I think. So right now I eat as much as I want, as much as I can, and these are my abs. So I think that they're not that bad, and I think it speaks for itself that you don't really have to constrain yourself. But if you're a guy that you were fat and now you're skinny because you did like a low calorie diet and you always have to keep your calories in check, then you don't have to do this. But if you're a young man from the age of 15 to 20, you don't have to track your calories at all. You just have to eat, and you will grow and grow and get stronger, get bigger. So yeah, just do that and drink a lot of protein shakes. And then the 5th tip, which is about eating before training. And this really helped me to feel great in my trainings and to just do all of the accessories that I have at the end of the workout, because I'm just feeling energized and I'm not feeling tired at all. So you want to eat around 30 or 20 minutes before your training, and it should be carbs. So carbohydrates like rice, oats, rice cakes, rice pudding. So yeah, most of the time I eat oats. It doesn't have to be like really filling, but just like you should fill yourself up to like 65 or 75% of your stomach potential, if you know what I mean. So don't really stuff yourself up 30 minutes before your training, because when you're doing like squats or deadlifts, you will just not feel good in your stomach. But also, if you don't eat anything like 3 or 2 hours before training, at the end of the session, I always feel like my stomach and my back, because when I am hungry, I notice that in my trainings I feel my stomach, and then I think that I have some pain in my back. So that's not a really great thing, and it will just force you to quit your training before you even finished. So yeah, to get yourself fired up for the gym, eat some carbs before. I really like oats with some honey, some cinnamon, and that will just get you your calories in and a little bit of your protein. But protein, you should save your protein intake for after the training. So before, not so much, like 10 or 15 grams, and after training, like 40 grams of protein. Alright, so I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you learned a lot. If yes, consider giving it then a like, consider subscribing, because I have a lot of training, working out related content on my channel, mostly strength training for powerlifters, but even for bodybuilders. And I also have some diet stuff in there, so go check it out. And alright, see you in the next one.